Well, hello everybody, and I do mean aloe, not hello. Well, hello too. So yeah, today I've been out here in the garden doing my springtime stuff because it's like 70 degrees out. It's a beautiful day, no wind, just beautiful. So these are all of the aloes, or not all of them, but some of them. I still have about 40 more inside that bucket right there that are soaking in nutrient water, and I got to get those potted too. I'll put some of the small ones in the 6 bins like that, and some of the larger ones I'll put into those little 1 quart flower pots. Flour? Is it flour or cornstarch? Anyway, yeah, I got all these things transplanted and contacted my neighbors, and I've got a couple of them that want to get some of these plants, so I'll give them their choices when they come. And then the rest of them, I might just take an afternoon off and go sit down on the highway and with a little sign that says aloe vera plants and sell them. I got to look up what the prices are for the different sizes. Of course, the big ones in the big pot over there, I know those are a little more expensive, but they grow fast. And I have the pot that was here was the one that had them all clumped together in it, and I put 3 in that pot because I was running out of places to put them. I could always separate those out into smaller pots later. And this is the big main plant that everything was springing off of it. I just put more dirt in this pot and moved it over because I did have a pear tree or something growing in that pot, and it didn't take. So that's that. And then, of course, the one I showed you over here, it had 4 little baby plants around the back side of it. So I pulled those out and transplanted those also. And then I pruned back my oregano. For those of you who are from Oregon, my oregano. And I put this box up here to get it out of the way, and it kind of protects my rosemary plant. And I took all of the pots that were up here. I used the soil from those. I tried growing raspberries up there and haven't had any luck with raspberries here for some reason. Anyway, I got another aloe I stuck in that pot right there, and see how that does. So yesterday and today I did some grafting. Here I put 2 Granny Smith branches in the end of this one branch I cut off. Now I will be cutting this one off right here and grafting some more apple or pear in there. Now down here, this is Bartlett pear, and the one reason that doesn't have a cap on it like this is because that's the end of a branch. But this one is Bartlett pear also. So I did 3 Bartlett pears right down there, because originally this was my Bartlett pear, and it had taken, but then all of a sudden it died off. And it looks like it got something going on here and on the bark. But yeah, I'll treat that and be okay. Now this one worries me because it got worn off by rubbing up against another one of these branches that had gotten in between it. And that's why when you're pruning, you don't want to leave any crossed branches. Now up here, I put another graft, and I forgot to tag it. So I'm going to have to try to remember what that was. And if I don't, I'll wait until it sprouts some leaves, and then I can take a look. But this is ambrosia up here, and this has got life growing out of it right there. So I'll be cutting this off right here, and then I'll graft another 2 branches on the back side, one going off that direction, one coming off this direction. And then this Y right here will be cut off down low here, and I'll graft a couple of branches into that, probably apple. So that will set this one up for the year, to get going. Now this ambrosia, that's a nice solid graft there. That was a T-bark graft that I did in there, and if anybody wants to know what T-bark grafts are and so forth, tongue and groove and all of that stuff. Yeah, keep protection around all the time now with the weird stuff going on out here. So over here, this is an old graft. This is, I call this a Sharon apple, but it's actually a Gala apple. My friend Sharon let me take that clipping off of her tree. And then this clipping came off of Andy's tree when I pruned it for him. And this was Fuji apple. And then when I was at Home Depot, there was a Fuji apple tag laying on the ground, and I asked if I could have it. They said yeah, so I tagged it with that because these things fade. As you can see, I just rewrote those so I know what they are. So I also did another graft up here, which is, I think, Granny Smith apple. Again, I forgot to tag it, and this is all stuff I just did yesterday, and I did so many I don't remember what I did. Now, this is burgundy plum coming out right there. And that one was done today. So was this apricot branch right here. That was done today. And so was this burgundy plum right here. And I tried something new. I did this one right in the split between two branches to see what I can get out of that, just for an experiment. And then down at the bottom, I did another apricot. That's apricot and that's apricot. I forget what type of apricot it was. It's a gift from my neighbor when she pruned her trees. She saved me all the scions that she pruned off, and I'm grafting them in wherever I can. So I get multiple fruit trees growing here. So let's move on down the line. Over here, this is a plum tree, and I put in an apricot graft on it, and I think that's a burgundy plum graft off to that side there. I got the tag on the other side, and this was leftover burgundy plum. I didn't have any place for it to go, so I peeled off the bark off the bottom 4 inches of it, scratched off the cambium layer, and coated it with aloe vera, since I was working with aloe vera anyway, and stuck it in the ground, see if I can get it to root. And if I do, I'll have another burgundy plum tree growing here. So, my asparagus is coming up since I pruned all the dead branches off of it. This stuff, once it starts browning, it's dead. So you just cut them off with a pair of scissors, and then you'll notice that all of a sudden your asparagus will start growing up. There's 4 of them coming up out of there, right there. There's another one there. And these really need to be pruned off. I don't need them on here. But I ran out of energy today. I've been standing out here on my feet all day long, repotting aloe vera. And boy, I'll tell you, it was a job. So over here, I did a Bartlett pear onto that sucker that was coming off the rootstock. So let's see what happens. And while I was doing it, I noticed this weird thing here. That's really weird that it's curling. The branches are curling like that. And it's got purple leaves on it. I'm not sure what apple tree has the purple leaves, but I'll have to find out and go from there. Moving on down the road. So here's a Bartlett pear added on to this quince tree. And I know that should take because the quince tree is an air layer off of the original quince that's over there on the other pear tree. And this is the Fuji apple from seed that I started growing. And I had a little piece of apple left over here, so I just stuck it on there and tied it on to see if it takes. There's a fly, Asian fruit fly of some kind going around that's really killing off citrus trees in a lot of the different counties. So I'm keeping an eye on these things, making sure that I don't see any bugs or larvae under the leaves. And if I do, I'm going to have to destroy all of these trees, which will be a shame. I already sent a message out to my neighbors to be careful not to buy citrus fruit from street vendors out here, because you don't know where they brought that stuff from, and it could be all carrying insect larvae and stuff like that, and you're going to transport it up here and get it into all of our trees. I don't want that. I don't want it. Stop it. Anyway, I tried cutting back the main stem of that peach tree there, and nothing was green inside, so the main stem is bad, but I got 3 suckers coming up. So I'll let those go until I get brown bark on them, and then those will be graftable, and I can graft something off of my other trees onto there. So, one other thing I wanted to show you that from the garden here before I go any further is, hi there, puppy. How you doing? You're limpy, aren't you? Yeah, you are. I call it limpy because that's the one that got injured. Anyway, this is the Concord grape that I got from Tony and Leanne at Doing Redneck Things Off Grid. And I want to show you, look at that. Get back a little ways. I got growth coming out here. I got growth coming out on my grapevines. Look at that. Cool. Oh, I got a spider on there. I don't want a spider on there. Huh. He's a weird looking spider too. He's got pincer claws on his front legs. I wonder what kind of spider that could be. Does anybody know? Yeah. Let's see if I can get him to zoom in. Nope, I can't. Anyway, he's kind of a tan color, and he's got almost like crab claws. And he knows I'm looking at him because he keeps moving around the back side of that leaf. So, I don't know what he is. Maybe it's a baby scorpion. That'd be something, huh? No, it's got a big white body on it. It's a spider of some kind. Anyway, that's it for today. And I'm going in and take me a break. I might even have to open a bottle of wine, Fruit of the Vine. It looks like I'll be pulling the last tomatoes off of my tomato plant at about the same time I'm planting next year's crop. Of course, I won't plant them here because you rotate your crop, so you shouldn't have tomatoes back here for 3 years. So I'll put the tomatoes up there for this coming year. And like I said, I got a lot of nutrients to till into the soil here, and I'll have a lot of eggshells and coffee grounds, and those are good for tomato plants. Tomato plants like that stuff. Calcium. And I'm also going to, because I was reminded that I haven't gotten it in yet, right here I got my red onions, and right here for this little square I'm going to plant maybe 16 garlic cloves and get my garlic going. I think 16 should fit in there. And then I'll move this one over because this is just trying to root some grapevine clippings and start new grapevines. So I heard it through the grapevine. And I have my camera stand set up here so I could show you how to do grafting. And I'm going to be doing some more, so I didn't want to, because I had so much to do today, I didn't want to mix up the video. So when I do the grafting coming up soon, I will definitely get it on video so everybody can see how it's done. And I'll show you the different types of grafts that I use, the T-bark cuts and that. This is G-Bear signing off.